Welcome to Illo Talk. I am Corey Kerr, and I'm going to give you some more Rage of Enlightenment Easter eggs. And so in the story, the main villain, Murdoch, a glass-winged butterfly, introduces these machines that can find dung, these dung-finding machines. He has commercials on TV, those types of things. They look like this. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about them. They come from three different things. One is an ancient Chinese bell, a clapper bell from the 5th century BCE that you can see in the Met collection. And the Met says that these are sounded with mallets. They're made of bronze, kind of those types of things used for solemn occasions. I did add a little bit of a compass to it, change the shape to be a little bit more, but you can kind of see that bell is there as well. And then the sail is a junk sail. So the Chinese junks, one of my favorite pieces of art is this junk ship woodblock print with the sunset behind it. It is just incredible. It's always been really striking to me. The artist of that is Yoshida Hiroshi, and I steal a lot of colors from him. He is incredible. And so I took the sail of that and I put it on an ancient Chinese wheelbarrow. Now, the wheelbarrow is really interesting because there are European and Chinese wheelbarrows. Early wheelbarrows were invented in China, kind of around 150 AD. And it looks a lot like the wheelbarrow that you would expect now, right, with the wheel in the front. But they quickly moved to a center-based wheel with the weight evenly distributed around. And I don't know if you guys have ever used a wheelbarrow, but I did a lot of landscaping. I dug a lot of holes, saving up for college and things like that. And so I've used some wheelbarrows, and it's a terrible design. The European version of the wheelbarrow is this front wheel that is really far out. And so you're in the back with the handles. It's in the front, and you have to deal with this kind of like teetering load that is sort of balanced in between you and this center point, the only point of the wheelbarrow that's touching the ground. It's not good. Centuries ago, the Chinese figured this out, and they put the wheel in the middle, centrally mounted wheel, and then they loaded it up around it. And in some images, you can actually see that they would add a sail, this kind of cloth sail. I made it a little bit more fancy by adding, a junk sail. So this is, it looks like a kite sometimes. It looks like a rectangle sheet sometimes. Sometimes these are pulled behind oxen. I don't know if it's oxen, but big animals that pull things. And other times it's people. But it's a significantly better design. I originally used this in a book that I did. The Tongue-Cut Sparrow is a book that I illustrated on paper traditionally, 40 pages, years ago. And in that story, there is a Japanese woodcutter who goes into the market. And so I was starting to look at what are Asian modes of transportation thousands of years ago. And that's when I first came across this Chinese wheelbarrow. I changed it a little bit, but you can see that some of these images look very, very close to the design that I ended up with. But it's actually, from what I read, really good for carrying people, kind of a rickshaw situation. Anyway, and so those are the three things that make up the machines in my story, Rage of Enlightenment, that are going to be used to replace this traditional handcrafted labor of dung finding in Oak Shadow in this community of insects that are having this rebellion against this kind of unethical rollout of technology. And if you want to read about that, you want to look at more of this stuff, and you're interested, I've got issue 1 is done. It is in the can. It is free. It is a supersized issue, 35 pages, available for you to read at coreykerr.com/comic. And I will be dropping new pages as I go. I'm going to keep going on this, and I drop a few pages at a time. And if you want notifications and when you can read those pages, you need to go and get notifications turned on at coreykerr.com/rage. There's a few bits of inspiration. I find some of this stuff interesting and thought some of you guys might as well. So thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next time. Go make stuff.